have all this technology that's out there kind of in the middle of nowhere. And I would imagine that you've got some challenges with power and with environmental. It gets really hot wherever and in the summer, and it gets really cold in the winter. You'll have some component failures. I assume you probably don't have these things manned, because who would want to sit there just staring at technology not being broken? So how do you manage all of these sites that are far out there, right? When you have failures, how do you deal with that? When you have new technology that needs to go in, or a camera gets knocked off its perch and isn't looking at the right thing now, how do you handle the mechanics of just being distributed like that?
So let me kind of address that in a couple of different ways. Well, first, from a micro standpoint, just looking at one railcar inspection portal, the subsystems that we have in place. We mentioned the vehicle undercarriage examiner before. You have the O-view, and that's the oblique vehicle undercarriage examiner, and all the cameras and the lighting and the sensors that we're talking about. They've all been ruggedized over time. It doesn't happen all at once. It's engineering, it's re-engineering, it's designing, it's going back to design, creating version 1, 2, 3, 4, all right? We realize that, and this is just normal course of action. It's just a normal course of evolution for that type of equipment. But the extremes are the extremes. We have sites in Mexico, we have sites in Canada. We kind of run the gamut on temperatures. And even without the weather and without the temperature, these are trains and they make a lot of vibration. And there's things like track pumping and things like that actually kind of move certain small parts of the earth. And so sure, there's challenges. And, our engineering department has worked tirelessly to make sure that, these components are regarded as mission critical, and they do stand up to those environmental things. Now, that being said, these are cameras. They have lenses, Think about the vehicle undercarriage examiner. It's sitting under a train, or at least on empty track. And yes, we have a canopy, but when a train comes through, it can pull rain, it can pull sleet and snow in with it. It's kind of like a vortex of weather that comes in that train pulls in. So, a lot of that kind of lands on the vehicle undercarriage examiner. We've built in protections for that, not protections for landing on it, but what happens to it after that. Right? So we've outfitted them with air knives, to blow the debris off of them and things like that. But once, even with all of those protections, like the heater and the heater blower that we have for some of that equipment, even with all those protections, every once in a while it does require some human care, right? So it depends on the weather patterns, but every once in a while, somebody, usually from the facility, and they do get visited from time to time, if not by us, then by the railroad clients themselves, they simply go off and they wipe off the lenses. They're not the actual lenses, but the glass covering the lens. Mm-hmm. And, we're good. So the other direction I wanted to explain is, these are in remote locations. All of them, really. They're really in remote locations. But we have a 24/7 service desk. We monitor all of those locations 24/7. It's part of the service that we offer. We're looking for everything. We monitor the condition of every single camera and every single sensor, and we make sure that those systems are up and running at all times, and we're very proactive if anything should be wrong. Because again, these are mission critical. We don't want to miss a train. We don't want to miss a rail car. We don't want to miss a detection. So that's why we've committed to 24/7 service on that.